sure you don't bump the table.
Yeah, don't bang on the table, Charles. Okay. Now it's funny. I see everybody. Oh, there she is.
Mhm.
There she is. I was gonna say I see everybody, but Kate. She is. Okay, there she is.
She's really tiny on my phone.
Yeah, she's tiny on. Yeah, for some reason that's okay. She's on here. And 12. Hmm. Okay, maybe it's live there. So maybe it's on Brown Sugar page. Are you seeing it on Facebook or anywhere?
I'm not seeing it on your page, uh-uh, and I don't see it on Brown Sugar yet.
Maybe it's on this page. Where is it? No, it's
But I
okay.
see us hanging out in the waiting for the music for the live to start on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, I see it's on YouTube. All right, we got one. Okay.
I like your hair, Katie.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it on plaid. All right, let's go ahead and play some music here. Oh, let me do live. That would help if I did live, wouldn't it? This music has been expired. What is up, everybody? It is Brown Sugar Confession. Hello, everybody. How are you this evening? I am so excited for tonight's show. I cannot even begin how excited I am. If you're not on YouTube, you need to get there right now under Brown Sugar Confessions. We are live on YouTube. So we want to ask all of your questions because tonight we are going to finish up our month-long session on swinging with swingers. So this is the where you can ask any and all questions, and I'm going to bring up these lovely swingers in a minute, give you an intro on who they are. But before we do that, let's talk to these beautiful co-hosts. Trees, how are you doing, sweetheart?
I am very, very, very good. Happy and packed, ready for Hidu.
You're ready.
I'm a Virgo. I've been ready. Been ready. I have all my outfits ready. I have all my day outfits, although I will not be needing outfits. I have
You
all.
don't need a lot.
I do have my stripper heels packed. I'm ready to go.
You
I'm
do
ready
need
to
stripper
go.
heels, though. Really a necessity. So she's ready. 3 weeks, y'all. We're gonna be. Make sure you come check out Brown Sugar Confessions in Jamaica, and it's going to be a crazy fun time. I cannot wait. T, how are you doing in the ATL? What's up with you?
Oh man, I am doing pretty good. So we're supposed to be getting some storms. So if I start sounding a little extra crazier than normal, just be prepared for that. But outside of that, I've been doing really well. It was warm today, like exceedingly warm. So I'm a little confused on whether I should be preparing for like true spring or if we're still in like spring of deception and it's going to be cold again in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little up in the air for that. But you never know. You never
know because it was hot in Delaware today. It was real hot
Yeah.
today. It was a beauty. It started out a little cool, but the weather got lovely, and it's going to be a gorgeous day because we have. Is Kate here? I saw her a minute ago. Is she still here? Maybe she'll come back on in a minute. I think. But you
Yeah,
know,
we lost her.
we're having some technical issues, but that's okay. Katie will be on a little bit later, but our stuff together. Let me talk about tonight's guest. Guys, I'm telling you what, start writing right now. Ask all your questions. It's going to be a hot, fun show. Go to everywhere on Brown Sugar Confessions. You know us by now. So, we were talking about swingers for the last 3 weeks because it was National Swinger. And we're closing it off with two swingers. I want to introduce to you Kat, wonderful husband back there, Charlie. Yay, welcome guys to
Thank you.
Hey, pleasure.
They are swingers. I have known them, I don't know, 10 longer. And they let us know and friends know that they are actors, which in itself is unusual. I think it was Teresa and I, she was mentioning earlier during the conversation before we went on, things that she knows keep it on the DL. They don't want their friends and family, their employer to know who they do. But Kat and Charlie are full blown out there in your face. So, Charlie and Kat, where are you guys from?
Originally from the DC area, the suburbs.
All right. And Charlie?
Yep. Native Washingtonian.
All right. And now they live in Ocean City. And so let's just jump right into tonight's conversations. I think the girls had more questions for you guys than I did. You guys for a while. And I
All
will
right.
tell you, yeah, also Charlie is in my book. All right, my book up here
Oh.
again. the Black book, Impact on Swingers Culture, that I wrote. It's a book that has around women that are in the lifestyle and that are in the lifestyle. Now, he is not identified by name, but he is actually one of the gentlemen that I interviewed. That is how long. So we're going to just jump right into it. I know Miss T got so many questions because she was asking, she was throwing them out
Yeah.
today. I was so excited. So
I get a little logistical.
yeah, you did.
I get a little logistical. Like, hold on, well, yeah, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this. But if I may, if it's okay, can I ask the first question?
You
Sure.
may take
Okay.
it away.
So my question for you guys is, how did you get into the lifestyle? How did you get into swinging?
Yeah. We always go out to party for bike week. We haven't ridden for a year or two now, but Charlie was a biker and I rode the back. And we were at a bar one night during bike week, and the bar was getting ready to close. And we had been talking to a couple, and they invited us back to their room to have another drink because we were all still kind of wound up. And we thought that's what they meant. But we got back to their room, and there were 5 of us that went back there, this couple and another guy and us. And before anybody had finished a drink, all the clothes were coming off. And the next thing we knew, it was morning. And, and we'd had a great time. And I had always been worried that if we actually got into swinging, that he would be jealous. But I caught his eye that morning and he grinned at me, so I knew we were okay.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
I love it.
A little back step on there. We had talked about adventures when I was in my early 20s. I had done threesomes, and Kat had always been curious about it. And this other couple at the bar, Kat likes to collect beads. She likes attention, and she has very nice breasts. And so this girl was collecting beads, and Kathleen was collecting beads. So we kind of both knew that they were pretty open because Kat, any guy come up to Kat, as long as he had beads, he would
Or would buy me a drink.
or buy her a drink. And I was like, okay,
Quickest
so
way to a girl's heart.
and well, yeah, and I'm not the jealous type, and neither she. So we had some level of discussion on and off because we had known each other several years before we got married, and we were like, okay, we were going to look into it. And it kind of was a landslide, let's put it this way. A lot of first timers would probably run the minute the clothes came off, but we were rather intrigued by it. The young lady that he was with was very attractive,
As was he.
as was he. And so it was a good mix. And the 5th person that was there was not up to it, and he left.
Oh, so there was another guy.
Yeah, he was kind of staying in the room. I think he was like maybe a tag along.
Yeah, they picked him up.
They picked him. I'm not sure exactly what the story was, but he left.
Mm.
So I'm just trying to get the visual here, Charlie. So you leave the bar, you go to their place, you guys are still drinking, and who starts making out with who first? That's my first. Other couple, did the guy go to Kat first? Did the girl go? Who went to who first? And then, was there like a sign that says "Let's do it"?
They're
Well-
like, we have a proposition.
I
No,
don't
they never
think-
said it. They never said anything
It was,
about it.
it was really
It was
kind
all
of-
action.
it was like a silent auction, you might say. Silent auction.
I heard what you said. I don't
Yeah.
get it.
I mean, the clothes came off, and everybody had a lot to drink. So the details of who pulled the pin out of the hand grenade, I don't know, but there was an explosion.
More
Like
than
there were
one.
several
More than
explosions.
one. There was a lot. In fact, there was probably from about 4 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock in the morning. There were a series of explosions.
Oh my!
Fancy hand clap for that. Fancy
Yeah.
hand clap for that.
Hand clap for that.
In fact,
Yeah.
uh, we got a cab home. We didn't live far away,
And I kept giggling
and
all that whole morning. I
Kat
couldn't stop giggling. We did
and
it.
we had so much energy between us that we must have gone home and had sex 5 times in a row. I mean, there was so much sexual energy. I was surprised, and I'm no spring chicken. I think at the time I was probably
Early 50s.
early 50s. So we had been playing around all night, and then we got back to our house around 10 or 11. And then we just couldn't leave each other alone. We just giggled and had, So our bottom line from that first time was our only regret was we did not start earlier in the relationship because we had such a good time and it was so liberating and there was so much sexual energy. I mean, it was just like a thunderstorm. So after that,
Oh, sorry.
we
Go
were
ahead.
hooked. After that, we were hooked.
So you guys meet at this bar. You go back to the rooms. You do the do. Next morning, Charlie gives you that wink, like, "Yeah, baby, that was." And you guys go back home, and you guys are just totally into each other. You guys were
Oh,
so
yeah.
charged.
Yes. Many times into each other.
So Charlie, was the moment when you were watching your wife with another man at that moment where jealousy coming in?
No, because the young lady I was with was strikingly beautiful and
Younger.
and as long as everybody was enjoying, no, I had no jealousy because we were open with each other. We had eye contact with each other, and I know that she loves me, and and you have to separate sex and love. And that's something that's hard for people to do. That's one of the people. If somebody comes in and says we're interested in swinging, I just ask them, "How is your relationship with each other? Is there any jealousy? Can you separate, compartmentalize sex and love?" And I said, if you can't do that, then stop right now.
Oh, that's a really good point.
That's deep.
So once you guys, said, "Oh my God, we just, we were swinging that," did you guys talk about rules going forward and how you wanted to engage in it?
I don't think at the time we really could think of any rules. But we after that experience, we made a profile and we actually made arrangements to meet another couple. And they were nice and they knew that we were new. And so we all got in the little hot tub and we had a lot of conversation before we played with them. And that was one of the things that they brought up is you need to figure out what your yeses and nos are and make sure everybody else knows it too before you play.
That's fair. Okay. So can I ask, or I'm going to ask, you don't have to answer, what are your yeses and what are your nos? Let's just get into it.
Well, generally, we play together, whether it's with another female, another couple. We're generally in the same room. There are some times when, if we know the other couple really well, or the logistics, the bed's not big enough, or something like that, then we may play separately, but we try to play together all the time.
Okay.
That because I enjoy watching her be pleased. She likes watching me get pleased. And there's a lot of energy when you put that many people together because there's all kinds of things happening.
So
She
our
says so.
no's that I can think of, um, no bathroom kind of play. Um, but and we haven't had anybody ask about that either, or some really sick stuff, animals, children, you know.
Oh yeah.
I like some impact play, but I don't want to I don't want to bleed from it, you know. So light BDSM stuff I'm good with.
Mhm.
Can you think of any other no's?
Y'all don't
Oh,
have
Uh,
any
we're
nose.
when a guy approaches us and says that he's single, but we have doubts about whether he's being honest, or if he says, I'm married, but my wife lets me play alone, um, we give that a lot of thought and ask a lot of questions. The first time we encountered that, I didn't believe it at all. And then the guy introduced us to his wife, and she definitely knew what he did, and she was okay with it for whatever reason. Um, Before that, I would just turn anybody down that I even suspected. But after that, it's just a longer questioning period, more conversation first.
So you play with couples, and you are single, no single females.
Yes.
So, Kat, are you bi curious,
Yeah, I don't know what a good term is.
bisexual?
That's what some people say. I think that's kind of a weird term because whether you're hetero or gay or bi, it's always situational, right? It depends on who
right.
you're attracted to and you know what your mood is and all kinds of things like that.
Right, right,
So
right.
yeah, I play with women sometimes, but that's not my primary interest.
Got it. What about you, Charlie? Are you straight, bi?
No, I'm straight, but when um, Kat enjoys, uh, two males at the same time, so there's going to be some incidental touching and uh, you know, which is it's not a problem, okay, uh, that kind of stuff, but never any. Uh, if the guy says I'm really bi, or I would like to have sex with you, I'm like, well, no, I'm very straight, and Cat is my focus. So as long as we're playing with Cat, then we're good.
Okay, I like Charlie. You are
I like that.
minded. I
Dig,
like that. Give heck yes,
dig.
claps there. I mean,
Well, let me just say that in the lifestyle, the woman is the princess. The woman is the goal is to please the woman. So
For most of them, most
for
of them.
most people, is the woman's happy, and the woman has basically the last say of what's going on,
Veto power.
veto power. So as long as everybody understands that, and so there is sometimes when the guy will ask me, well, what about this or what about that? And I say, any negotiations you have as to what you want to do with Cat are between you and Cat, because uh, I'm not the pimp or anything else. I'm not the overseer. I'm just there.
the pimp overseer. So Charlie, so are you? So who negotiates? It sounds like Cat's right? So Cat, you negotiate the scenes, the play.
Usually, yeah.
Okay, all righty. And who, if you see a couple or a guy or a girl or a couple who is the one that makes the initial approach? And Misty and I were talking today, like, how do you make the like, who makes the approach first?
Usually him.
Okay, all right. So Charlie
I'm
makes
I'm
the
actually
approach.
kind of shy to begin
No,
with.
you. There's
It
I don't know as
depends
many
on how
years
many
you are
drinks
not.
she's had.
That's a true statement there,
She
Charlie.
she loses her shyness rapidly after 2 or 3 drinks,
Yes, she does.
or inhibitions, maybe I should say.
Hear Cat laugh, you cannot get that laugh out of your head. That
Yes.
laugh will
In fact,
is
if we're in a bar and I lose her, I just listen for the laugh, and then I know exactly where to go.
Nice.
like y'all, truly. So that's her signature is her laugh. So Charlie, you're the one going over there to them, and you'll see an attractive couple or whatever you're looking for that night. What do you say to get the ball rolling? That's the first question I've had. I'm like, what do you say? And you don't know if they're into it or not.
Well, we generally would go someplace where we know other swingers are. So it's not like we go to we know where the vanilla bars are and where the the more liberal bars are, and a lot of
Wait,
times, there might be. I will say to the girl, "Is it? Can I put my arm around you? Can I touch her?" Because the negotiations are always between me and the female. I don't ask him. It's people that are in the lifestyle know that the woman's in charge. So if the woman says, "Oh yeah, that feels good, you can do that," then things might move on from then.
Okay.
and usually he's asked me first, what do you think of those guys?
Yeah,
You know,
there's a lot of communication. The one thing I will say is that we have, I believe, good communication skills, and we can read each other pretty good. And if she kind of wrinkles her nose or says no, or she feels intimidated by the woman, when we have couples contact us on SLS, if she sees the girl and she thinks that the girl is, you know,
really hot.
really hot, Kat will say, "Well, he's used to having that really hot girl, and I don't think he's going to be attracted to me." So she's kind of worried about rejection in that case. So I just go with what she feels comfortable with.
I love that. You know what? If you haven't done so, make sure you get to YouTube and Facebook and put your comments in. And we to go for a little teeny break, so y'all don't go anywhere because this conversation is just beginning. And we are Brown Sugar, and don't go anywhere, you guys.